Perfect. All right, let's start that over. Hello, my friends. Good to be with you. Couple things. I have a handout that I just dropped into the chat. When you click that link, and I'll put it on YouTube as well if you're watching on YouTube. When you click that link, you will be taken to this document right here. Perfect. So if you've been to one of my workshops before, often I have a slideshow and all sorts of goodies to give you. This one's going to be a little different. We're going to do a little more hands-on demonstration within Canvas. So I don't have slides. What I do have is this document that will provide some good information for you to take away. So let me start off with probably what I should have said a minute ago. My name is Michael. I teach anthropology, and I'm also the online education faculty coordinator. That long, fancy title just means that I get to help faculty all across the college as we navigate the world of online teaching and learning. So today, we are here to talk about lecture videos that work for you. We're going to talk about 3 different possibilities: Canvas Studio, PlayPosit, or YouTube. And I want to start off this workshop by stating in the next hour, we don't have time to go over the technical pieces of each of these streaming platforms. But on this document that I shared in the chat, you will find the introductory how-to resources that you might need. If you haven't used these before, you could check out my workshop on PlayPosit. The online learning team has a great guide on how to start with YouTube if you've never done that before. So that sort of supporting documents are here for you. Today, we're going to talk more about the pedagogy, the implications, the pros and cons, if you will, of using one or the other or all 3 in your online or hybrid class. There are lots of ways to use these different technologies. I'm going to show you what's worked pretty well for me. And again, I like to try new things. About every other semester or so, I mix up one or more of my methods just to try something new and keep pushing and keep getting better at what I do. So I'm going to show you a lot of examples of what has worked for me. Take what is useful, leave the rest behind. But to do that, again, no slides today. I'm just going to take you straight into Canvas, right? This is my Canvas shell for demonstration purposes. If you've been to one of my workshops already, you might already be in it. And you know what, if you're not, and you want to join, I'll go ahead and share this link with you now. There you go. And whenever I show my stuff, my Canvas shells, whatever, I always preface it the same way. Those of you who know me know this phrase well. You do not have to do things the way that I do. I'm just here to show you what I am currently doing and what has been working well so far. As you utilize video content in your online or hybrid classes, I urge you to do it in a way that excites you, that fulfills you. And we'll get into more of what that can actually look like throughout the workshop, okay? But let's jump in by talking about what this can actually look like for you. So yesterday, I went into a Zoom all by myself. It was rather lonely, but it's actually something I do once or twice a week. And the purpose of going into a Zoom by myself is to record my own lecture videos, which I then share with my students. I share them through Canvas. I'm going to show you my exact process, though I am putting it into hyperdrive a little bit to skip through some of the technical details. But if you've ever launched a Zoom before, you know that you just go in by yourself and you click that record button, and there you are. What I did yesterday, and I'm showing you now, I just logged into my Zoom account. I click on recordings. And here's all my recordings, like a whole bunch of stuff. In fact, oh, this meeting is recording right now. That's pretty neat. But this is the one that I did yesterday. And if you've never done this before, it's worth checking it out and poking around. You're not going to break Zoom, I promise you. But here's what I did. I recorded it's 3 minutes, 37 seconds. And I have 4 different files I can download. So I downloaded shared screen with speaker view and the audio transcript. When I downloaded those things, look, this is the video. There I am. All right. Hi, everybody. This is, okay, so that's super boring. And then I also downloaded that transcript file. Let me make that a lot larger so you can see. Zoom has the technology to create automatic closed captions. This is a big win for accessibility and universal design. However, they are not perfect. So when I downloaded this, I open it up just like you see here, and I go through and I will often listen to the video as I scroll through, and I fix the typos. Typically, they're things like punctuation, capitalization, or a technical term that Zoom just doesn't transcribe accurately. But I already did this to save us a little time in our workshop. Just scrolled through and fixed my typos. Now, why am I showing you this? Because this is the first step that I do every single week, at least once a week. So I'm closing those, and here's why. I'm also getting out of Zoom and moving over to YouTube. Here's why I use YouTube. A couple reasons. One, pretty much every student that I have ever encountered has watched a YouTube video at some point in their life, on their computer, on their tablet, on their mobile phone, whatever. So they're already familiar with this. I don't have to introduce them to a new streaming platform. So that's a win. Secondly, YouTube has unlimited storage capacity. My channel, I have well over 100 videos there, and I'm never going to run out of space there. Whereas if I record them on my computer, or if I record them within Canvas, I'm going to run out of space eventually. So that's why I employ YouTube for this purpose. And look what I do. I'm going to start this now so we can actually do this live together. In my YouTube channel, I've logged in. You see a little me way up there. And then I just click the create a video button and upload my video. And then I select my file. There's my video that I just recorded yesterday. Click on open. So now YouTube is going to upload and process the video. In the meantime, I'll make that larger. I'm going to give this a title. Example. Okay. I can get real fancy with this stuff. I'm not worried about that today. Okay. I'm going to proceed by clicking next. Aha. Add subtitles. I for sure want to do that. Here's why. I click add. Remember that VTT file of text transcripts that I was working on earlier? Well, look, I just click upload file with my timing, continue. There it is, my VTT file, open. Look at that. Those captions are now in the video. You can even check it and make sure they're accurate here, but I already did that. Click on done. Click on next. No copyright issues found. This is my content. I didn't bootleg a movie or something. And then for visibility, most of my lecture videos are unlisted. What that means is students cannot go to YouTube and like search for me and find my lecture videos. Okay, they are unsearchable. But when I give them the link within Canvas, then they can view it within that space. So that's how I prefer it. Again, public means everybody can find it. and private means only you can watch it and people who you give explicit permission to. So I choose unlisted and then save. Now look at that. That took 2 minutes, uploaded, transcribed the video. And if I click on this link, there I am. All right. Hi, everybody. This is a demonstration video for and there it is, right? Has captions, all of that good stuff. This is the starting point. If there's nothing that you are quite ready to take away from this workshop except for this step, that is okay. I know a lot of online instructors who don't have any video content in their courses. So just taking that first step of creating a video, that is a step in the right direction, right? You can embellish them as you move throughout the semesters. But let's take a look at what we do now. And you'll have to forgive me because usually I have a nice little outline for myself during these workshops when my printer didn't work. So I have it on my phone. It's teeny tiny of things that I'm sure that I want to talk about. So let me go to Canvas right here, clicking on my modules. And before I do anything else, let me show you what I see a lot and something that I urge you to avoid. So we have this video that I made with my awkward expression on pause. I can come up here, I can copy the URL. Then let's say I have my module in Canvas. I can click the plus sign, external URL, and paste that YouTube video. And I'll just call it example video. Add item. Now look, and I see this a lot, okay? And it is a good first step to learning how to put something in a module. However, there are significant drawbacks that I want you to be aware of. When you just throw a link, see the chain means a link. When you just throw a link into a Canvas module, when the students click on it, it just kind of forces them out. And even if I go to Canvas, like, look, there's nothing here. It doesn't tell them what they should do. It doesn't give them an expectation for how long the video might be. There's no place for annotation. So when it comes to using your videos, I'm just going to delete this one because I want you to do it within a content page. And here is exactly what that looks like. So I wrote up a content page. Actually, I copy pasted a content page from an actual lesson I have in my class. And the lesson's about a topic, language ideology. We could talk about that another day. But I want my students to watch the video and then participate in this little Padlet, this discussion forum down below. So here's what I'm going to do. I click the edit button on my page. And then watch. Okay, so here's my video with my goofy expression paused. I could copy and paste the URL, but I have a better way for you. Instead, click on the share button. Then click on embed. And then click on that code and click on copy. Now look, come on over here. I made a little note to myself, YouTube video here. Boom. Insert, insert, embed, and paste. Okay, and then I can get rid of my little note to myself. Boom. So now when I save the page, watch. Students do not have to leave Canvas anymore to watch the video. It is nicely embedded right here amidst my text. And they just click on play, click on the closed captions. All right. Hi, everybody. This is and voila, there you have it. For a lecture. Okay, so a couple things to note on this. One, YouTube videos can vary in length. For me, I tend to balance anywhere between 7 to 10-minute long videos. Too much longer, for me, my students stop watching. Too much shorter, I can't really get in a whole lot of information. So 7 to 10 minutes has been my sweet spot for some time. That being said, when you do a YouTube video, just like this, there is going to be the possibility that your students don't watch it. That's the reality. What I urge you to think about is how can you use YouTube videos throughout your course in a way that strongly urges your students to watch them. So for example, look. In this video, we leave it as YouTube, but then I'll put the discussion prompt in the video. And so that way, they won't be able to participate in the activity unless they actually watch the thing. I mean, even that's how it's set up now, is where if they want to understand what this prompt means, they need to go through my video and see the different slides that I've put up there and that I've talked about. And then even I'll zoom in on the last minute, no, the last 30 seconds of the video, I give them the prompt so that they know what to do moving forward. And that incentivizes them to actually sit down and watch the video in its entirety. Now, the same thing is true for a Canvas assignment. Watch. I'm going back to my module. That was a content page. For Canvas assignment, I'll open this here. So here's what I did. I wrote up some questions. I got my usual feedback spiel that I want them to know about. And then I come on in to the assignment. YouTube video here, great. I bet my embed code is still copied. Insert, embed. Boom. Save. Now look at that. In order for my students to answer these questions, again, they can't find the answers in their textbook. They can't find the answers written in Canvas. They're going to need to watch my video. So that right there, that is their incentive. That's, again, when we spend the time to create this video content, it's really important to give our students a good reason to watch it. And tying it closely within an assignment where they have to write follow-up questions about that video, that's a good way to motivate them to do that. So we want to make these videos impactful. We want to keep them informative. So that's something that might take practice. It might take time, and that's okay. When you are using just YouTube, just like I've shown you on the content page and in this assignment example, I urge you to always have some task correlated to that video, because otherwise it is not as strongly incentivized for them to watch that content. Same thing goes in my class when I have my students watch a documentary film. Yeah, I found a couple of those. They're not mine. I found a film on YouTube. It's already captioned. I say, here, watch this video. It's an hour. But I always have some sort of follow-up questions that they will only be able to answer if they've actually watched that video. Okay, so that's one of my biggest recommendations for using those YouTube videos. We don't just want to have them floating like, here, watch this. We want to give them something to do with that content and clearly explain that expectation. But with that being said, our next two tools, Canvas Studio and PlayPosit, they provide a bit more stringent viewership, I will say, on the part of our students. So here's exactly what I mean. I'm going to close that assignment. I'll keep myself there. Why not? And then I'm going to do two things. One, I'm going to come into my Canvas global navigation on the far left-hand side. See, this is the global navigation. This is the course navigation. So in my global navigation, there is a studio button. I'm going to click on that in a new tab and open it up. Now watch. Okay, so I have a few things kind of just thrown in here. In all honesty, I don't use Canvas Studio as much as I used to, but I still think it's a very, very handy tool. Here's why. I'm going to add my YouTube video. Here we go, my YouTube video into Canvas Studio. Now, I can do that in a couple of ways. One, I can just click record and I can just do a recording of myself doing it all again. But, well, first of all, I already did it in Zoom, so I don't want to have to do the whole thing again. But two, Canvas Studio will run out of space. You will run out of room. So I always go the YouTube route. And to do that, I click the add button. And look, YouTube's right here. It just says paste a link. Okay, I got a link right here. Copy and paste. Add a video. All right, now look who that is. Great, that's me. And then I can click on view. Perfection. And a very important step, click on captions. Unfortunately, Canvas Studio does not grab the YouTube captions. So, lucky for me, I already did those. Remember that VTT file from way back in like step 2? Look, I click upload English, it's the language I was speaking, grab my VTT file, click open, done. That's it. Took 2 seconds. Look, when I click on play. All right. Hi, everybody. Captions are on. This is a demonstration and they are accurate. Beautiful. Okay, so look at that. We did it. Couple things we can do with this video. First, we can use it to present content and invite a discussion. Let me show you. Oops, sorry, that's PlayPosit. I want Canvas Studio. Here we are. This is my usual application of Canvas Studio. I click on edit. Hey, Kyle, no worries. All right. So here we are. It's the identical page that I just showed you earlier with the straight YouTube embed. But instead of just copying the YouTube embed code, here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to get rid of that. And then in our text box, there's all sorts of neat buttons here. I need more. So I'm going to click these 3 dots. And look, there it is. That logo, it's on our workshop too, or a workshop sheet as well. That is the Canvas Studio button. Okay, so look, 3 dots, get more options, Canvas Studio. And now watch this. That video that I just imported from YouTube, and then I uploaded my closed captions is right up top. So I just click select. Display media tabs. I like that because it allows students to get more information. And then I click on the embed button. Excellent. I'm going to click on, actually, I'm going to make this obnoxiously large. Let's see if it works. No, that doesn't look right. Okay, I'm going to click on save, and then we'll see it from the student view. Okay, that's better. All right, so look, now I have my Canvas Studio at the top that is captioned. All right, hi, everyone. And then my students are able to, let's say, pause the video at 43 seconds and ask a question. What does that mean? Comment at 43. And one thing I always do, I toggle on subscribe to comments. That way, whenever a student makes a comment in a Canvas Studio video, I get an email about it, and I get to reply to that question promptly. To me, this is kind of how when I'm in a face-to-face classroom and I introduce a lesson, and then I say, what questions do you have? And then students can utilize this comment space to ask questions when I introduce a particular lesson. So this is one of my favorite applications of Canvas Studio. I see a hand up. Oh, it went down. Becky, did you have a question?
Yeah, because I was actually playing with this yesterday and I got totally confused by the comment. I just didn't understand anything. I think it confused the students. So I ended up just deleting it all. But thank you for explaining it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, if you haven't used this before, that's okay. Play around, look at how to use Canvas Studio resources in the document, and just try it out in a sandbox shell without any students and see what you like. Again, putting it into content and just using it as a space to ask and answer questions as they come up. For me, it's a way to ensure that high touch instruction, that regular and substantive interaction where they ask a question, and if I'm on email and I get it anyway, I can answer them within a minute, if I'm already available. So that is Canvas Studio.
I had one other question. The one student who did remark on the video, her like where the circle is right now, her name stood out there. Does that ever go away where people are asking the questions?
No. So when a student asks a question in the video, it is tied to their name.
Yeah, that's okay. So that's normal too then. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yes, that is normal too. And again, to me, this is so comparable to being in an on-ground classroom and, students, what questions do you have? Ask away. And when they leave a comment, it's kind of like raising their hand, if you will.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So let's get out of there. Let's go back to Canvas Studio. Now I want to show you Canvas Studio in an assignment. And this has points tied to it, right? So again, we talked about the time and effort that we put into creating our video lecture content. Canvas Studio will tie it automatically to some points with an embedded quiz that will really guarantee, or hopefully guarantee, that our students are watching and learning from our video content. So look, I'm going back to Canvas Studio. Remember, we get there through our global navigation. And here's the video that we uploaded earlier. I'm going to click on these 3 vertical dots. In fact, that's kind of a funny thing in Canvas. When you can't find something, try clicking on the 3 vertical dots. And look, it says create quiz. That's exactly what I want to do. Cool. This is fun. All right, so look. Okay, I'll call it something boring. Example quiz. Call it something better than that in your classes. Give it a good description. And then you can do a couple things here. You can, when you add questions, you can spell description right. When you add questions, you can tick this on so that students do not see where the questions are in the video. But I'm going to leave it off just for our demonstration. Okay, play around with it, see what works for you. Then I'm going to click on Get Started. Okay, so here's my video. Perfect. And then see this, it's down here. See this plus sign? I can click anywhere in the video through various pause it, and that plus sign follows me around. Well, that plus sign is how you create a question. Click on that plus sign, and you can choose to create multiple choice, true, false, or multiple answer. I'm going to start with true or false. Neat. Question. My favorite color is blue. The answer is false. So I will mark that as false. Question feedback. This is optional, but I like it. If the students get it right, you got it. I like green. For an incorrect answer, oops, try again. Or just general feedback of, colors are everywhere. Click on save. Great. I can zip ahead. Let's say 2-minute mark. Now let's do a multiple choice question. Perfect. Question is, what is your favorite color? You can do blue, green, add an answer if I need more, pink, red. I don't know. You can go on all day. You can shuffle the choices. You can say, okay, I want blue to be worth 3 points, green worth 2 points, so on and so forth. But I'll just leave that alone. And then more question feedback. If they get it right, if they get it wrong, what do they see? Click on save. And at the very end of the video, I'm going to do one more right at the end. Click at the end of the video, click on my plus sign, and I'll just do true or false. I watched this entire video. True. I sure hope so. Click on save. Excellent. Now, sorry, Zoom is in the way again. Okay, now I have my 3 questions made. I come up to the top right and click on done. Done, yay. Okay, now see up here, it's hard to see, making it larger. See that little rocket ship? It goes away when I touch it, but see that rocket ship right next to my cursor? That shows you that now this video has a quiz within it. So how do we use that to make sure our students are watching and learning from our videos? Here we go. Back to my Canvas course. I'll open in a new tab. I have created an assignment already, or I ask my students to engage with a particular piece of content. I click on the edit button. I do not use the handy dandy Canvas Studio button. Not if you want it for points. If you want points to be awarded, here's what you do. Come on down. And this is all recorded, so you can look back again. Click on External Tool. And then we click on Find. And luckily, it's alphabetical, so Canvas Studio is fairly close to the top. Click it. And then your little library pops up. There's the video we were just working on. And we click on Select. This is a video quiz, so we want to check Video Quiz Embed. And then we click on Embed. Nice. And we'll click Select because that's how Canvas does things. I'm going to uncheck Load this tool in a new tab. Again, for me, I like things to be within the Canvas page whenever possible. I don't like opening new windows or new tabs, so I'm unchecking that box. Great. Then I click on Save. Okay, let's check it out. Let's see what it looks like. All right, great. So this is what your students will see. They'll see example quiz with the description that you write. They'll see the captions and all that. So let's get started and see what that's like. Did it go? Okay, here we go. It's thinking. Any second now. Here we go. Perfect. All right. Hi, everybody. This is a captions on. All right, so there's my ugly mug again. See these questions, the question marks? That shows the student those are questions that they need to answer throughout the video. You remember a couple minutes ago, there is the option to turn that off. If you don't want them just looking at the questions, you want it to come unexpectedly, you can disable that show where the question is in the video. But I'm just going to jump ahead a little bit to right before a question and watch. Like a 7-8 minute mini lecture. And I recorded it just like this, where I introduce a topic and then I go through various points. Okay, the video stopped automatically and the question appears. So now the student must answer the question. I'll say true. I'll get it wrong intentionally. And then click on continue. Points on the video topic continues. Again, this is just for demonstration. This Zoom, you just giving through just like skipping ahead any other time. And then, of course, in the workshop, we're going to talk about. Maybe I went too far. That's okay. You just click on it and they'll pop up too. What's your favorite color? I'll say pink. Continue. You know, click through just like you would any other time. And then, of course, at the very end, I will go ahead and stop that recording right now. I watched this entire video. Sometimes I just do this. I just have one question at the end of the Canvas Studio video that asks the student simply this: did you watch it? Did you understand it? Do you have more questions about it? Say true. Great. Continue and done. Oh, and there's my music. Neat. But now look, the quiz results pop up. Oh, it's because I'm in teacher mode. Should have switched to student view. But students will see instantly how they performed on that particular quiz video. So it's instant feedback. If you set it up where they can have multiple attempts, then they'll just watch it again and do it again. That's the beauty of it. So some neat applications for Canvas Studio. You can put it in a content page, or you can tie points to it, and whatever they score on the quiz will automatically go to the Canvas gradebook. So it's a very efficient way, although it does take some prep. Again, the video, creating the quiz questions, so on and so forth. One thing I want to, and I haven't referred to this much because it's a lot to look at, but one thing I want to refer you to. Canvas Studio is very neat, and I like it a lot, but it only has multiple choice, true, false, and multiple answer options available. If you want to try a broader range of question types, then that brings us to our third and final option, which is PlayPosit. Okay, so let's jump into that right now. Show you exactly how I use this in my own class. I'm closing out Studio. Goodbye, Studio. Back to my Canvas module. And again, two applications that I use for PlayPosit. One, within a content page, and two, within an assignment that is tied to points. I will begin with the content page. Okay, check it out. As always, we click on our handy dandy edit button. Okay, I'm just going to remove that. To insert, or actually, let me take that back. To use PlayPosit, you kind of got to know the little trick. Okay, so we click on the 3 vertical dots. Excuse me, wrong button. We click on the external tool button, which should be more clearly labeled, which is this plug. Okay, and then I click on view all. Right, so there's a lot of things here, but PlayPosit is one of them. Click on PlayPosit, and it pops up. Right away, this is helpful. PlayPosit is telling me, look, Whatever you are doing now is not going to be graded. I'm okay with that. This is this content. I just want to teach with this video. I don't want to award any points with it. Okay, great. And I'm going to go through this quicker than I probably should because I have an entire hour-long workshop linked right here on how to use PlayPosit. Okay, so again, I'm going to go through it a little too fast right now, and I apologize, but it's an entire workshop on its own on how to use this. And again, for me, for you, practice, 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 just to get used to using the tool. But I'm going to set my link. And PlayPosit functions, it doesn't call them videos, it calls them bulbs, like a light bulb. You have a good idea. I'm going to click on add new bulb. Oops, not my dictionary. And then look, guess what? I have my YouTube video that we started the day with, ready to go. And I just dropped that into PlayPosit. And there it is. And the good news, unlike Canvas Studio, my beautiful closed captions from YouTube come in automatically into PlayPosit. So we are great with the accessibility there. I'll just click on done. Now, kind of like in Canvas Studio, we have this, we can drag this to different parts of the video at the bottom of the screen. I can stop it, say, at the very, very end and say, add an interaction. Neat. There are more options for what you can add to a PlayPosit interactive video. One of my favorites is a discussion. You can put a discussion within the video. Look, click on discussion. And you can check various criteria here. I'm going to say example, excellent, discussion, prompt. I like to let people rewind. If they want to watch it again, so go for it. Like, watch it again. Click on done. Okay. Oops, I zoomed in too far. Great. Then I click on review, again, knowing full well I am going too fast. One thing about PlayPosit that is nice are the playback options. Look, if our students are watching a YouTube video, they can press play and then go somewhere else. Same thing with Canvas Studio. Press play and walk away from their computer. PlayPosit is the strictest of the three. We can control, first of all, if we don't want them to fast forward, uncheck that. We want them to rewind, though. That's okay. To skip interactions, that means, do I want them to skip my discussion form? Well, no, I don't want to do that, right? Save changes. Save. Close. Back to Canvas. And now here's my example video. We just made a bulb for it. Remember that idea bulb. Click on that and then set my link. And again, all of this is shown very, very slowly in this workshop recording. I promise, promise, promise. But now look, I'm going to click on save. And check it out. Check it out. All right. From the student view, they will see the video here. And pressing play.
All right. Hi, everybody.
Captions are here.
This is a
But look, if I try and skip ahead,
for a
it doesn't let me
video
fast forward.
that I would actually do.
Bummer.
In
Okay, so I'm going to let it play and then I don't know, go play a video game.
To a Zoom.
Oh, what happened? When you navigate away from the tab, PlayPosit automatically pauses. See? Are you still there? Click play to continue. So again, another measure to make it more likely that they watch and learn from our lecture videos is setting it up this way. And then remember, at the very, very end, there was that one discussion prompt. And I can't fast forward right now, but if I click on preview, maybe I can. Yes, I can, because I'm in teacher mode now. Look.
Content. We want to make sure our students are actually using the content. But that's it. Okay, that's my little.
All right, so great. So here's the discussion prompt. And then you can post here. And then as the class watches the video and participates, then you will see, and they will see each other's ideas shared in the video. That is so cool. It is so helpful. And again, there's no points. This is just a formative learning activity where they get to discuss a specific topic together. And you get to have eyes in on that topic as well. All righty. Let's do this. Oops. The last application I have for you is a PlayPosit video within an assignment that is worth some points. Open link in new tab. Click my edit button. Kind of like we did for Canvas Studio. The submission type is an external tool. That's the magic button to make sure that it's the points appear in Canvas's gradebook. We click Find. We locate PlayPosit. Boom. Set the link. Great. And I'm going to edit the bulb that we just made. That's okay. I want to add some more questions because I want this to be worth some points. I want this to be very incentivized for my students. So maybe at the 1 minute mark, I will add an interaction and say multiple choice. What is your favorite color? Blue, green, red, etc. We can make this question required or optional. We can pause the video or let it continue. We can shuffle things. There's so many things you can play with here. And don't worry, you're not going to break PlayPosit. If you do, just email me. I'll help you out. But I'll click on and I should select the right answer, shouldn't I? I'm just going to say green because I'm wearing a green shirt today. Done. Great. Let's skip ahead. Right here. I want to add an interaction there. And let's do free response. This is where they can type an answer. Okay, so not like a 5-paragraph essay, but a sentence or two is fine. So test prompt here. Done. And we'll add one more. You could do check all. Colors, green, blue, and I'll say that those are correct, but red is not. Uh-oh. Done. All right. I review. Okay. Check all my settings, privacy, playback. Again, you can adjust these any way that you want, but I'm stopping now. And then I'll embed that video. Link it. Click select again for some reason. And I uncheck this box. Remember, I like things to stay in Canvas whenever possible. Done. Now look, here's my video. I can preview it. And here are my questions that pop up on the side for students to answer while they watch. I use this a lot to really verify understanding as I introduce or talk about a topic. If I talk about something and then immediately I ask a comprehension question within PlayPosit, and when I tie points to it, as I've shown you here, students get it done and they get more than one try. They can watch it again and take it again if they are so inclined to. So this is probably the most extensive measure to make sure that students are watching and learning from our lecture videos. It all comes back to when we're taking the time to create engaging and informative online content for them, we want to incentivize that in any way that works well for your online classroom. With that, clearly, we could use a couple more hours for really getting into the nitty-gritty. I'm going to share this document again in the chat in case anybody walked in a little late and didn't get it. It has some helpful information here on the pros and cons or the functions of one or all three of these, and then also some helpful resources for you to refer to later. This is the long-term project. I don't want you to go, not sleep for the next 17 days because you're so busy in PlayPosit. Like, choose one thing to try new this semester. Next semester, try 2 new things and build from there. And of course, do something that excites you and that fulfills you as an online instructor. With that, I'm going to go ahead and stop my recording and stick around if anybody has questions. Thank you for watching. If you are watching on YouTube, have a marvelous day.